Well, Mark, y'all go with the
Yeah, I
recording?
just started.
Nice. Last session was quite the doozy. We didn't mainly just travel, not even
Hmm.
that far, really. But more haunting things begin to appear. Possibly another demon lord roams the world. Exciting.
Hmm.
But currently you are 276 miles to Blingdenstone, your current objective. Hoping to parlay with the deep gnomes, the Svirniblin,
This is Nirblin.
Niblin,
Snurfneblin.
I have so.
Niblin,
I feel much more confident whenever I just drop half of the consonants in that
yep,
phrase. This is Nirblin.
Niblin.
I just said it correct in my mind.
There's no wrong way to say it, I'm sure.
There are.
No, no, there isn't. It's like Racklestug. You. Stig.
Midi Werven Jaegerman Jensen.
That's right. He was
He
number
was
one.
number one.
Well, with this, I believe we ended up just you guys camping out, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think you guys were doing anything too
Kind of.
crazy.
We killed the slime.
Right, we did do that.
We killed slime. We saw demonic tracks. We pushed
Mhm,
forward because vaguely it didn't seem to be in the area anymore. It's
mhm.
like crossing paths with it sucked ass, and none of us liked it. But also, uh, I think eventually we found a second sign, but it was of a corpse that was escaping the area that this demon
Mhm.
was in.
That is correct.
And I forget how we ended, but
I th I think it was just like that was kind of the it. Like that was kind of it.
yeah.
Let's say it's probably like end of the day, or you guys are just start waking up for the next day of marching. So what pace would you all like to go at?
Very fast. Nothing good has been around so far.
Okay, noted. I will roll for your daily encounters.
Do not. We simply encounter nothing.
Is that right?
I
Yep.
see. I see
News
nothing.
to
Can't
me.
you can't encounter what you don't see. And I'm closing my eyes
Exactly. That's what I tell myself every
whole
time I go to
time.
sleep.
the whole time. I'm letting the sword do the looking for me.
To quote a DM I've recently been listening to, we can't exactly escape what we don't know what's coming.
That's right. Well, I will say at a fast pace that's 30 miles off, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So 276 minus 30.
246.
Yep, 246. You guys are currently 246 miles outside of Blingdenstone with nothing happening.
Yeah, that's 10 days at a normal pace.
Sure.
10 days normal, 8 days fast, I think.
Roughly. I think we're
Okay.
all always chopping off the 6 when we're making those calculations, but what's the difference between
Right.
6 miles?
Barely, it's not even a day's worth of travel.
6 miles? That's like 6 miles.
It's like 6 whole miles.
You can do 6 miles in an hour.
Yeah, like I can walk 5 miles roughly in an hour. Like, that's easy. We'll do it. We'll just stay up one night whenever we feel we're close.
Or rest and just walk the 6 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the next day has begun. Are you still going at a fast pace?
I don't
Yeah,
see why
why
we
not?
would stop.
In
Everything here has been
3,
hell.
2, 1. Rio. No, okay, well.
You're
sure.
trying to really summon him,
Oh, you're trying to summon him,
You
yeah.
were trying to use
like spooky magic.
causal magic.
Man, bro, you didn't tell me you were the Scarlet Witch.
What's
You know,
something that
don't like
Rio's
to
like
say it.
super passionate about?
It's a great question.
Excellent question.
Pokemon.
Like what's something he talks about a lot?
D&D?
I was gonna say D&D.
It's hard to answer whenever
No.
that's the hobby you share with them.
Yes.
Quite frankly, I don't think Thodane is a very interesting character.
Ooh, you're trying to
You're
bait
try-
him
I'm
out
trying.
with.
Ooh.
I'm trying to bait him.
You're
You just
pulling a
have to
straw
talk.
on his ass.
There he is. It worked. It worked. That you stupid son of a bitch. You're finally here.
Here.
Yeah.
You didn't hear what I said 15 seconds ago, right?
No,
Somehow, by
I
some
don't think
magic.
I needed to.
Good.
It
Well,
was the summoning words.
Mm.
at your at
We
the end
were
of your long journey for this day, you end up in a what looks to be a series of old ruins.
hmm.
There's some sort of small, some kind of old like home of some kind that has just now collapsed and just become dilapidated. Might not be a bad place to camp out for the night.
Yeah.
Check around
Okay.
Can I
for
help with
any
that?
sign of beasts.
Love that 100. It's a big number.
Should I roll my own, or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your own.
Wait. Oh.
This place is
That's fine.
perfectly safe.
Yeah, this is
You
a great
find
place.
nothing other than what seems to be a bit of folded cloth, just pristine but on the ground.
I'm not touching that.
Okay.
Quick ritual detect magic. Is that one of my ritual spells? I genuinely forget at this point. Yeah. Ritual detect magic. If the cloth is fine, it's fine.
It seems to be a little magic, but very mundane.
Hmm. What kind? Do I get to pick up a school?
I wouldn't know what school it is.
Uh,
Transmutation, maybe?
hmm. 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 I kind of just mentioned this to Thodane. See what his take on it is. If we're not picking up a specific school or not even getting an understanding of its vibe.
I would say probably transmutation. Best I could probably think of.
That's the vaguest one. I don't like that.
You pick it up, you'll turn into a mirror.
Maybe?
Ooh, mirror people.
Does anyone have
Well,
mage
you'll
hand?
go somewhere else.
Yes.
Oh,
Is that a yes to mage hand?
Yes.
Do you want to try lifting that? See if it's trapped?
Sure.
yeah, we step
I
back.
will
Okay.
just pluck a mushroom out from kind of behind my ear and just
Ugh.
throw it. Let it turn into spores that act as a mage hand.
Okay, I like it.
I go over. What am I picking up?
It's a cloth that has vague magical energies.
Yeah, it's like a folded cloth.
Pick up the cloth.
Okay.
What happens?
It
I don't
acts
bring it
like
any closer to me. I just pick it up.
it just seems like a folded bit of cloth.
I shake it.
Okay, you shake it, it unfolds, and as it does, it turns into a very stylish looking cap.
Ooh.
Stylish, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Eyeballs. like,
Wow, look what I found. I'll bring it closer and I'll have the mage hand set it on my head.
You look nice.
not feeling anything.
Do I feel anything?
No?
No. How do I look? Rogi will do jazz hands.
Looks like it might look better on me. As I play with my gold veil around my neck.
Listen, if this thing turns out to be cursed, it's your fault. Whenever we wake in the morning, I'll have identify, and I'll just check it real quick before we head out.
Turn to Frankie. Do you want the cursed item?
For you, it could be cursed. For me, it could be a blessing.
No, curses are usually pretty bad and not really interpretive as whatever.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep it safe from you. I'll hold on to it.
Bergie'll go to try to take the cap off and... Oh, no, it is stuck on my head now. It is not budging.
That seems to be a problem.
Oh, shit.
Are you saying this because you're messing around, or you really like it, or what?
No, it is stuck on my head.
Oh, it's far.
Try to pull it off.
Insight check. I want to see if he's telling the
All right.
truth.
I'm
Roll it.
going to bed. This is too silly. He knows you. He knows who you are.
Oh. So, open up, buddy. What's going on with the hat?
Oh, Rogi is completely fucking with you.
Frankie will just stick out his hand. Come on.
You are no fun. Takes hat off, gives it to you.
I start to kind of pat it down and inspect it.
Look nice. You feel like it, when you hold it, there's a strange sensation where it feels much like a hat, but you know that you could just fold it up like a handkerchief.
Frankie will fold it up, and of course, there's an empty breast pocket on his
course.
lavish coat, and he'll stick it in.
Okay. With that, you guys are 216 miles away from Blingdenstone.
Mm-hmm.
You awake with nothing accosting you.
Yeah. Ritual cast Identify as I have switched out my spells.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a bit of folded cloth that, when unfolded, turns into a stylish cap.
It's normal.
Nice.
It's a trinket. That's what it is.
it's, yeah. I don't want to take chances though.
Yeah, fair enough. With that, you guys are moving on to a new day. Ooh.
Oh.
Gundra, do you happen to have an owl feather or a pearl?
No. Is this something that would be expended or cost a particularly large value?
Yes, 100 gold.
Blinged
Well,
and
100
Stone.
gold pearl or an owl feather.
What's the owl feather for? This is out of character and in character.
That's just an alternative to the pearl,
I see. Okay.
which
No.
is probably harder for us to get down
Yeah.
here than a pearl.
Whenever we get to Blingden Stone, we can probably find something along those lines. We might have to aggressively shop, and they're going to be side-eyeing us the entire way, but
Well, people do that already.
more than our respective
True.
cities.
We'll have to make sure that Keyleth doesn't beat too many people up.
He kind of quiets a little bit, not whispering, but quiet. I kind of get this feeling that might be like a really big problem with him. We've just been having a few conversations here and there. I don't think he can turn off, which he's a warrior. He's not supposed to. But also, I'm going to be disguising myself, and as we're he thinks about actually casting disguise self on himself, and then thinks better of it, because he doesn't need to show off the example. I'm going to pretend to be a half drow, half wood elf. I think I've seen a few slaves of that, and say he's my brother, and I'm bringing him to the surface because I don't want him to live in this horrible darkness or whatever gets me past those goddamn gnomes. But I think he's just going to attack them if things go even a little bit south. So
It's possible. Flip a coin, but I will be curious to see how far he's willing to go and what he does do, since we'll all be there too and have to potentially join in.
While you two are talking, Keith has just been like brushing Confidence's scales this entire time and just making sure the
That's
lizard is taken
fucking
care of.
cool.
Doesn't have any
Aw.
ticks
Never,
on him.
I've never thought of brushing scales, but sounds
Mm-mm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are walking, you see what looks to be a series of dead bodies, where dead fungal bodies in front of you. There's a cloud of spores that surround them. You can recognize some of them, I would say, from those with like the certain background. You recognize them as gas spores. And typically, like when they die, they just explode, putting
Hmm.
out puffs of spores everywhere. It seems to have already happened, probably for a while ago. Spores are still lingering in this
So
windless
there's
cavern.
corpses.
Yeah, they're just dead,
Did the spores come from the corpses, or?
more than likely. They they look weird because they resemble a beholder in a weird sense.
Rogi, avert your gaze.
Mmm.
You don't need to see this.
They resemble a
what?
beholder of all things?
They usually do, yes.
Ah,
They just have like one singular eye and like fungal stalks that come off them,
Mmm.
Normal.
almost like a beholder's stalks.
It's all about the stalks.
there's there's a very particular, like, this is a little bit out of character, and I assume very, very lightly in character. There's a very big significance of things being shaped like beholderkin. I don't know if these guys we'll have a problem with these guys, but it's like a bad omen, you know? Anyways, are these things poisonous and or detrimental to our health in any way?
No, but I would assume some of you probably heard of a rumor where sometimes they keep memories within their spores.
Ah.
Oh.
Try not to breathe it in. It doesn't. I can't tell how far back it goes. Dark vision doesn't really help. But it's probably best not to relive the memories of gestures at the corpses. Uh, and Gundra is going to not really hold his breath, but at least cover his mouth and nose.
I'll say Gundra and Bodane both make an Arcana check for me.
You got it, boss. Average.
Okay, you guys would both kind of know, for some weird reason, the memories they keep are of dead beholders. It's there's no science behind it. There's really don't make any sense, but they've just somehow emulated and can carry dead beholders' memories within their spores.
Hmm. Also, let me know if you see a beholder corpse. There might be something useful we can make out of it.
All right.
Okay.
Go through it, covering the mouth ineffectively, but a little bit.
Rogue, I assume, are you covering your mouth or are you breathing in?
I was trying to decide.
You know what you're doing.
He'll start off covering his mouth, but he's gonna get way too curious, and he's gonna breathe some of them in, probably
Okay.
towards the middle. He's also
Take-
going to keep an eye out for beholder
Okay.
corpses.
There is a moment where nothing really happens, and then it's like your vision kind of fades in your memory, in your own mind. And you have this new image, a new memory that wasn't yours. It seemed to be the beholder itself. You can see its multiple eye stalks kind of just floating around its central eye. There's a weightlessness to it, but it seems to be peeking behind a stalagmite over and over again. It seems to be spying on what looks to be a drow ranger the 2 gleaming scimitars, and a black quadrupedal animal companion. And then that's the end of the memory.
Fuck.
You said 2 scimitars and a black quadrupedal.
Yeah, black
Mhm.
quadrupedal animal companion.
If you mention this to us, I gotta ask Daniel about the commonplace knowledge of a certain figure.
Incredibly commonplace. Dritz du Orden is legendary.
What?
To the drow, at least. The rest of you probably don't know him.
He's kind of
But
the guy in like
he is the legendary betrayer. There's not a single
Yeah.
drow in the entire city that does not know his name or the fact that he has purple eyes. The panther's a bit eh.
We
but
don't know it's a panther, okay? It's a black quadrupedal animal companion of some kind.
So, is this a
the
betrayer
displacer
of the
beast
drow?
without tentacles.
yeah.
Missing
So if you ask them, they can give you a bit of jaded information about him, but you don't really know they know him. I guess, save for. Was it described as a drow man?
A drow ranger.
Drow ranger, yeah. Like, you talk to them about this drow guy, they will go, "What? Fuck." And then, like, maybe say 2 or 3 facts about him, and then die before they say anything else.
I don't know where we are in the timeline, but Rogi will definitely say something once we get through the spores.
Okay.
You inhale.
I mean, the spores will end fairly quickly.
Mhm.
You kind of just breathe in. You walk like, probably like 50 feet, and you're fine.
Yeah. So you mentioned these visions?
As we're kind of just wandering along, Rogi will say, "Wow. You're right, those spores really did hold memories."
Why did you breathe them in? That's a bad idea.
Why are you even shocked at this point, Gundra?
Because I would
wanted
hope
to know.
I would hope you would learn from all of our experiences that these sort of things are a bad idea. Has your mind not been assaulted? I know we don't really feel it when it happens, but the aftermath is very apparent.
I have a very good sense of these things, and I knew that it would not kill me.
Well, I can't argue with that, considering that your random theory that you based off of nothing turned out to be true. But shakes his head a little bit.
Do you want to know what I saw?
Are you going to tell me anyways?
Probably.
Go ahead then.
It was a very strange thing. I was a beholder of sorts, and I saw a drow like you all, but looked a little more weathered. Kind of like me.
Mm.
But had a strange 4-legged black friend with him.
That's certainly. Any other details?
Wielding scimitars.
2?
The drow had scimitars.
Just like a little
They
bit
were-
of calculation in his head,
They
and
were glowing. This
Kilu's
strange
eyes just
color.
immediately go wide.
and
2
was this
scimitars, you say?
and was this figure killed by the beholder?
At least 2.
No,
it
there's
was but
no
the
way he was
flash.
killed by the beholder.
We don't
if
know
it's-
if it's him. It could be
It's who?
just a maniac. Just
Dritz du Orden. He's
he
I'll be right back.
legendary. He's the betrayer, the one who fled to the surface.
he caused a handful of problems with a very
The
powerful people.
blasphemer.
He honestly, I feel it's bad to raise him up so high, even if it's with a sharp tongue. We're
Are you kidding me? He killed Dantrag.
Yes, but we don't know if that was a fluke or if
He was just kind of shaking his head. No, he is one of the best warriors of the entire city. As
We,
much as it pains me to give accolades to a blasphemous betrayer, it's no. His physical skills are unmatched. There are many warriors in Melee Magthia who desperately dream about being the one to slay him.
I
I, for one,
suppose.
would rather not cross blades.
Me neither. He would probably kill us in an instant. And I'm not denying he's skillful, but I have. I don't like assuming that the worst person to ever come out of Menzo Berenzen, well, the worst current person to ever come out of Menzo Berenzen, is so powerful and skilled or whatever. I, we don't.
I get it, you're a wizard, you look down on the swords.
Don't get
But
me
he's
wrong. He
still
could kill me.
skilled.
I still believe. I believe he's skilled. He's a traitor. How good could he be? He doesn't have Loth's power behind him as much as any of us. Granted, that kind
None
of.
of us have Loth's power.
Well, you don't matter.
Well, but we have all managed to survive at least this long.
I'm back.
We aren't Dritz-Stodorten.
Keyleth just kind of nods at this. He was a genius among geniuses. His specific ability to last this long is unparalleled.
See, this is a lot of compliments considering who he is.
I am very confused as to if you are impressed by this man or if you hate him.
They.
Both.
Okay.
Both are
It's very
equally
easy to be
possible.
both. It's very easy
Sounds
to be
like
both.
they look up to him.
No. Absolutely not.
Keyleth just kind of glares at
Kidding,
Brodane.
kidding.
It's
Watch
hard to
yourself,
not.
boy.
It's hard, especially for warriors, seeing somebody of their own ilk. It's hard not to acknowledge the skill that would take to be in this his position. It's if he wasn't skilled, he wouldn't be alive, which we think he is. Did we hear any news about that? I haven't heard any recent news about him, so. Granted, they don't like to.
Of course, he's still. You're
He
you
went.
were joking, right?
He went to the surface.
The day he
He could have died in
second
the
he
sunlight.
dies, it's going to be a heyday amongst the priestesses.
That's fair. That's fair. They'll know.
They hunt for him frequently.
That's.
I keep hearing rumors about it from wishful thinking warrior buddies.
In any case, take that picture in your mind. If you see him, let us know if you see him, because he'll probably just slaughter us at an instant. He hates all of Droughtkind, and I don't think he'll
He
be
is
merciful.
this terrible, then yes, this seems about right. I will let you know immediately.
Yes, I have no doubt he will maim us and leave our corpses to the demons that wander these caves. Granted, he's probably not down here. We don't know where he is.
I will let you know.
Okay.
Sounds like the
What
type
if
of person that
Silent?
will be found only if he wants to be.
Rider.
You see Gundr kind of give like a agreement look of just like, yeah. But silently Gundr thinks, what if also Dritz-Stodorten is down here? What if among everything,
All these demon lords, but worst of all, Dritz-Stodorten.
like, Dritz-Stodorten is like a very mundane threat compared to what we've been facing. Like, he's a legendary warrior.
man.
But you know how a legendary warrior is going to kill you. He's going to stab you to death. These other things will do weird hell thing, or abyss things. I say hell whenever I mean fiends.
If rumors are correct, Dritz-Stodorten has a habit of slaying powerful fiends. Perhaps he's been attracted by this. whatever's happening down here in his
So-
If he
return.
slaughters fiends, then isn't that a good thing?
Keyleth just kind of shrugs. Depends on the fiend. And some of them are good, some of them are evil.
It's true.
I did not know that any of them could be good.
Hope is if
The
Hope-
They've always
Yakuls are the
just
most holy.
seemed very hungry when I've seen them.
hope is a
Look,
foolish
if
thing
you
to
have
hold on to, but I, for one, think it would be wonderful if the worst thing that came out of our city is facing down demon lords. One of both of them will die from that, and I think that's great.
he's the best warrior of the city, so naturally it would be him, if any of us, to slay a demon lord. If even possible.
Alright. I'll say,
Though, for the record, do not let anyone, do not tell anyone from House Bayenray I said that.
Oh.
There are several, drow in that esteemed house that are vying for the title of greatest warrior of Menzoberranzan.
Absolutely. Like, there's no scenario where I would ever talk to any of them. But also, if they did, the only thing I would be saying is their own praises. I would just be saying how much they are great. I would not mention you. Well, unless I would not throw you under like that. Not to them.
Keyleth just gives an appreciative shoulder pat.
Hmm.
drow friendship.
Like, genuinely, the reason,
Drow friendship. I'm not gonna trash you in front of the nobles, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lift you up either.
that's
like,
right. True
like,
friendship with the drow right there.
literally, Gundra doesn't want to like trash them in front of the Vienna Rays, because if he says, "Oh yeah, this person was talking shit about you," he thinks the Vienna Rays would do the worst shit imaginable to that person. So like,
Oh,
that's too much.
absolutely.
That's too much. Even if we became enemies, I don't know, Gundra would do that.
Wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
They're powerful.
Basically.
They just get to do whatever they want. They're kind of scary, just a little.
Well, after this full day of travel, you're 186 miles from Blingdenstone.
Yay!
Nothing accosts you either. Pretty uneventful.
That's nice.
Indeed. On the next day,
Mm-hmm.
wake up, get your gear, start walking.
Yay.
After quite a ways into your travel, there is a tremor.
Fuck.
The tunnels around you just shake, and you have to quickly just dive close together as both the back end of where you were coming from collapses inward, and so does the front. It's insane. There's rocks everywhere. You're avoiding trying to be hit, but as this happens, another tunnel opens up, and it's strange because these seem like walls.
Huh. Uh.
Uh-uh.
So, like, when you say they seem like walls, the cave
The-
surface
the
does not
new-
look like cave.
Not quite.
Doors, you
They
have
seem
this.
a little smoother.
Was anyone keeping track of how far out we would theoretically be from the deep gnomes?
A few days still. Unless.
So we're already in their territory.
Maybe. This might be an outpost. Might be abandoned, too. Let's tread with caution.
I'll say right now, in this entire tunnel that you're in, there is absolutely no light whatsoever. Not
Mhm.
really for most of you. But you do notice the air is stale, perceptibly thin.
Hmm. That's not good. The lizard is going to have a hard time crawling through these areas. And
It's a
Uh,
lizard. It may be bulky, but it still slinks around like one. It might take a bit of maneuvering, but it'll be fine.
yeah, I think it's out of character. I think its speed is halved in things that are too small for it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. All right. I literally don't know what's in here. Dwarves, if you have any understanding of how old these walls are, they seemed.
Knowledge check.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
let me see if I know.
I had to flip my coals. I'll be doing that, picking them up.
Consult the memory
Oh.
archive.
Stone cunning.
Consult
Can
it.
I use my stone cunning, Daniel?
I think he went out to piss.
For what exactly?
I want to figure out how old the walls on this tunnel are. If this is a fresh
Okay.
tunnel, an old tunnel.
This tunnel you're in seems fresh, but the walls themselves, I'll even just say, with what you have, what you know, the walls seem like they've been almost melted down a little.
Oh, mm-hmm.
The walls appear to be melted.
That's not good. And Gundra's speaking considerably lower, because that means acid, probably. If
Or
it's not
fire.
acid, it's something worse.
Would Rogi have any idea what creature would be capable of melting walls, Daniel?
There's plenty. I mean, who knows?
Okay.
Fire elemental,
I mean,
Duergar
yeah.
with their fire potions.
Hmm.
They got stone melting abilities.
A dragon of
A
most kind.
dragon.
Yeah, here's the thing. If Daniel is reading from the book, this is a little bit of meta knowledge, but I'm only
Hey,
saying
you.
this because I know it's not this. There's a black dragon in a dungeon in one of the books, and it makes a very, very distinct impression talking about how the walls seem like they've been like burned by some chemical. They like to talk about that. I don't think this is a dragon, but it's something.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab my coals.
Wonderful. We don't need Daniel for this anyways. Uh, how do we want to go about this? We have a lizard that's going to be squeezing its stomach in every single 5 feet. Who has good eyes?
Everybody has
Can't we
good
just
eyes.
give the lizard those tiny mushrooms? I'm sure Rogi has some on his head.
Rogi, how many tiny pygmy warts do you have?
Let me check. Rifles around in bag.
I have 16 perception. Passive perception.
Oh, you meant perception. Yeah, no, Keyleth is trash, but he'd rather be in front than anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I have one left.
Alright, I'm back.
All
Well,
right. We
We
can
might be
feed
shrinking the
that to
lizard.
confidence.
Yeah. Won't be able
We're
to ride
feeding the
him.
confidence pygmy wart.
I have one pygmy wart
Oh,
and one big
that's
nig.
smart. Okay, so
Would you
he
say?
becomes.
Would you say a smart person thought of that, Dan?
I would.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
the last pygmy wart I have.
That's why I have +1 intelligence.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
this lizard is like what, like 6 feet long now instead of like its normal 10,
Right.
15, or whatever the health size it is.
I think for about an hour, I want to say it was.
Mm-hmm.
I like
That
to
it lasts.
imagine it goes from horse size to wolf size.
Yeah.
Basically. Well, do you wish to explore?
Yeah, I'm gonna be taking not the front, but closer to the front than I normally would, just because I have passive 16 perception.
Okay.
And unless somebody can beat me, then they can step ahead of me. But
Who's leading this group?
Keyleth.
Keelu? Okay.
Keyleth likes to lead.
So
Uh,
I'll
He
let
likes-
basically
me
just.
see.
He likes to be in front.
You're passive 16 and you're at the front, Gundra.
Relatively to the front.
I'll be passive 16 and I'll be at the back.
Okay. Let's move everyone in.
Passive 11, so I'll be in the middle.
Alrighty. So I assume you want to reach the split path here and see
Yeah.
what's in.
Yeah.
Can't go any farther without that, so.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll move over. I'm sorry, sir. My
The
apologies.
dog's gonna be underfoot for you at all times, Gundra.
He comes up to my like mid stomach or something. Thing so like
The dog is going to be.
so it's not like he's like crawling underneath me. He's just kind of pushing next to me, and I'm like, hey, calm. How do you calm this thing down? Calm.
It is
Okay.
calm.
Left
Just
or right?
looks. I imagine confidence just looks at you and like licks its eye.
Mm-hmm. uh, are we getting? Are there any like marks or anything on the floor or any?
I'm gonna roll a survival check.
I'm gonna roll perception if that's okay.
Okay. Roll them both.
Average.
I will say there's not a plenty that you're noticing, other than the stale air and maybe the sound of water.
Ooh, where's that water coming from?
You're not quite sure. It seems just to reverberate around these.
Echoing too much.
Yeah, it's too much echoing, but you hear it.
I vote we go this way first.
I have no reason to stop you.
You saying that the air has been exposed to the air too long?
Yeah,
What?
I think that's
Yeah.
a thing.
Stale air? Yeah, I mean it's air that has just sat.
Yeah.
Ew. Somebody turn a fan on.
I think it's like a problem with enclosed spaces, which is what I think is he's getting at.
Yes.
New things just aren't cycling in. It's like standing water but air, and probably less harmful, but still, it's something to be said.
Yeah, you see here now. There's actually finished stone and rough rock. These walls are about 10 feet high and they glisten with dark, dripping water.
Okay.
So I'm seeing just on the map, there's a bunch of stones in here. Does it look like something burst in through these caves into
Eh,
this stone structure?
It doesn't quite seem like that. It just seems like maybe time has taken its toll,
Okay,
and
so
maybe
the cave
and
collapsed more than
maybe the recent earthquake may have done
like a
something.
fissure opening rather than
Yeah,
something bursting through here
right.
Shawnee style.
It seems a little more natural than and not really forced. It just seemed like the earth shook and changed. And with that, as you enter the room, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Wonderful.
Hmm?
Yes.
Oh
Gundra,
no.
just for
As I
flavor, I was
place you
about to
all.
say Gundra kind of calling back, hey, this might be lived in, possibly. Stay close. Try not to, if you want to step back, try not to go too far. And, like, just in the middle of that, like, message to, he was going to do it to everybody, but I think he only got it to, like
As a,
Frankie or Thodane or somebody.
right. As a gray ooze slips in from the crack in the wall,
God
it
damn it. Gray ooze, my motherfucker.
you can see it. It looks almost like water until it starts to stay in one place and form, and then reach out pseudopods attack.
How
Go
dare.
gray. Rogi?
We're gonna
How dare you?
we're gonna fight every
How
single type of
dare
ooze.
you,
This is
boy.
guaranteed.
We're really getting through them all, you know?
All right. The gray ooze has a surprise round
Of
on
course.
Kilu.
Do we want to
Uh,
roll for confidence and the boys?
that's up to Kilu. I mean, do you
No.
want to roll for any of the boys?
It's a good band name.
Jim Jar
Confidence in the boys.
or uh fuck, I'm forgetting his name.
Prince
Durendal?
Durendal?
Durendal, that's right. Oh, I didn't add the prince in front of it, which would have reminded me of the rest. It's
He's a prince. You will respect him.
eh.
We
Do you
need to
want to
give
add?
this guy a
Do you want to add
polymorph.
either of them?
Durendal's kind of back there. If Jim Jar has any ranged weaponry, which I don't know if he does, it
I
would be
think you
good.
guys did give him a crossbow, a hand
Okay,
crossbow.
yeah, you let him in there. He might be able to crossbow this thing twice.
Don't know if he can. But I will roll for him. Okay, not bad. Not bad, Jim Jar. Anyways, activate combat music.
Here we go.
Let's do this. Pseudopod, go! Attacks Keeluth. That's a 10.
Good. No.
I assume the 10 does nothing. So, with that, that's its end of its surprise round. Frankie, you're up.
Let's see. What's this thing we're fighting?
Looks like water that's evil and also is an ooze.
The thing that attacked us when we were escaping the drought prison.
That was different,
Yep.
I believe. Was it?
Nope, they were both gray oozes.
They were both gray. Okay, my mistake.
That means this thing's gonna start dissolving weapons.
Unless they're magical. Or
Look, we
I'm wrong
don't
about
know
that.
We don't know that about the Gray Ooze.
No, we
It
don't.
literally did that in the first session.
No. No.
Keeluth saw it with his own eyes. It's not
No.
even meta knowledge.
No. That's crazy talk. You're hysterical, woman.
You're fucking crazy. Gaslighting isn't real.
I will draw the sun.
Gaslighting's not real. It's a thing you made up because you're a crazy bitch.
I will draw the Dawnbringer, but I won't activate it,
Okay.
and I'll cast True Strike on the ooze.
Ooh. That gives the next person who hits with advantage?
It gives him
my
advantage.
next turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get advantage on that target.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. That's your turn?
That is it.
Okay, so Dane.
Actually, can I move?
Yeah, you can go ahead and move.
I want to move here.
Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Thodane. Rio.
I'm gonna move over here.
We're just all
Okay.
getting in the room with it.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was a door.
Catch these
I'm
arcane
sorry, yeah.
hands.
Alright, 4, 4, and 3. Very good. That's 11, right? I'm not dumb.
I need to roll to hit.
Yeah.
Just
Plus-
kidding.
3.
7 plus 4,
Okay,
11, yeah.
You tear apart this thing. It looks real rough.
Already?
Like half its mass is on him. Okay, is that your turn?
I believe it is.
Okay. Ginger will probably go
Yeah.
over here. He doesn't really have good line of
If he's down
he
here,
does
he
when he's down
might.
there. Yeah, he does. Alright, I'll just roll for his hand crossbow attack.
Please shoot through my legs. It's fine.
He'll do a sneak attack as well.
Cool.
Oh wait, no. He'll do the sneak attack if he hits, which he does not.
Damn.
Just barely misses. Actually, no, he does hit. Fuck! He rolled a 9, guys.
Oh! That's... I think I remember the first one having a weird AC. Maybe I was thinking of something
Okay.
else.
So he does 3 plus 9 piercing damage. He straight up kills the damn thing. Just a solid shot over its central nucleus, and it is fucking gone.
Okay.
It just melts into a pile. It just kind of blends in with the rest of the water pouring in.
I hate oozes.
Gundra just kind of like makes a noise of like, this thing was killed before he could react. Okay. Good job. Gnome. Sorry, I haven't talked to you a whole lot. You were...
Jim Jar.
That's right.
Don't
you're
worry, it's fine.
You're the one who gambles.
Yeah. What can I say? I like to gamble.
I mean, it's just as good as any other vice. Let's continue and look out for wet spots.
As you say that, you're noticing now, there's a lot of... The wet spots are becoming more commonplace.
I
There's a
don't like
poss-
that.
There's a possibility there's a leak of some kind filling this field place.
We've seen
Filling.
far too many oozes lately. Gundra, there's no demon lord
As you
for
walk forward,
oozes, right?
Keelu,
Ah,
hold on.
no,
As you walk forward,
he's
Keelu,
gone.
no, no,
Booth.
right there.
Kilu's dead.
You are walking when all of a sudden a pair of eyes float towards you and look at you.
What?
A pair of just loose hanging eyes. And then you look closer.
Huh?
There seems to be a skeletal remain of a drow with a dark metal mace and a scattering of coins are just floating in the air in front of you. When suddenly the eyes turn and look at you directly. And he just says, in your mind, says, "Hi, nice to meet you."
Gundra.
You take a step back almost to see that it is a gelatinous cube.
To
You all
Where
hear
is
it
this?
too, just saying, "Hi." Hold on, let me get to that real quick.
Do we all hear this in our heads?
Yeah.
Hello? Gundra is just going to say.
Hi.
Let's take a
You
5
guys
feet
seem
to go
nice.
back.
Rogi, who's very used to this, at this point, says, "Oh, hello.
Uh,
I don't know who you are or what is talking to me, but you seem nice too."
oh, think I'm a cube. Gelatinous cube.
Yes.
What are your
What?
names?
Gelatinous cube is a classification, not a name.
Oh, you're right. No, I thought of one. Hold on.
How are you
Uh,
speaking?
my name-
What the f-
oh, my name's Glabagool. I named myself. I hope
Sure.
that's okay.
That's. Few people have that privilege. Why are you. How and why are you speaking? That's not normally a thing your kind does.
It's not?
No.
Oh.
No. You normally just
Eat.
Passively eat things.
things.
You.
I don't know. I just kind of became, you know, just aware. I don't know. It's crazy. One moment I had some food, and then the next I was just here. Hi.
Can you see?
In a sense. I'll tell you a secret though. The eyes don't really work, but I know that people use them to like denote where they're looking.
This thing has more social skills than some of the people in this party. What? Okay, so good news. Whatever. Since you're friendly, I will just let you know. Whatever you are, being able to speak to us the way you are, is nothing short of a fantastical event. So
Wow,
congrats.
really? That's
Yes.
crazy.
Congratulations. You are a special being who I'm sure if somebody out there is trying to research oozes and their properties, they would love to talk to you for hours on end.
Oh man, I would love to talk to them too. I just kind of been sitting here.
Yeah, there's
Like,
more of the world out there. I would definitely suggest you leave this
wow.
place if you can.
Have you killed any gnomes lately?
No, no, I've only eaten this guy in me right now.
Hmm.
Was in you.
It's
I don't know.
he kind of asides and tries not to
Was
think.
that your last meal before you became aware?
Yeah, I wasn't even aware that I had it.
You know what? I'll say this out loud. I will say the skeleton that's in you is probably one of our kind.
Oh, uh, he wasn't a friend of yours, was he?
Probably not.
Okay, that's good to know. I would hate to, make you guys angry. I was hoping you would be my new friends.
What
Gundra
happened
is
to your
shaking
old
his
friends?
I didn't have old friends.
Gundra is shaking his head no, but he says, "Sure."
Oh, if you're gonna be, That's great. Hey, you know what? Here, you can have this, and you just see him kind of gyrate, and some of the coins drop out along with like the dunk, this dark metal mace that just slams onto the ground. Here, that's for you guys.
Keyleth's gonna scoop up the gold.
That's
So
14
long as
electrum
it's not
pieces.
the Electrum. Ugh, disgusting.
Yep.
It's fine.
Anyone else going to pick up the mace?
No.
I will pick it up only to just kind of test
Move
it.
it out the way.
Yeah, I might hand it to somebody, but I'm mostly seeing if the acid is much of a problem on it, or any remnants of the acid is a problem.
I mean, no, that's not really much of an issue.
Okay.
It stings
Uh,
maybe for like a second, but then it's gone. It's fine. You just
n-
wipe your hand.
not
Like it's not a -1 mace, right?
No, no.
uh,
Oh wait,
not wanting to take up time, I am going to cast Detect Magic just
I
to
will say
check.
because of how pristine it is, it does seem to be a magic item.
Yeah,
That's why.
cast Detect Magic. Is it just transmutation plus something bullshit?
It's. I think it. I think this would technically be considered evocation.
Hmm.
Uh,
Uh.
Even with like, you can easily tell like, it just needs to be attuned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, seems to have some magical properties to it.
Gudra passes it behind him to whoever and says, "This seems to have something on it. Don't know if it's cursed or not, but it might be worth looking into." Uh, just whoever ends up holding that ends up holding that. I don't care who.
Who wants to take the mace?
I'm not strong enough for that sort of thing.
Frankie already has the stun sword.
Mm-hmm.
Rogi will take the mace if no one else is.
Okay. Yeah, you need to attune to the mace to find out exactly what it does, but
We don't really have time for that. There's an
How
ooze.
shall I label it in my inventory for now?
dark metal mace.
Dark metal mace.
Full metal.
Well, metal alchemist.
So, in the time you've been wandering here, have you seen an exit or a way into an
Oh,
open or tunnel?
I should have probably been wandering.
You've just been staying here.
Yeah,
Well, since you have
Why?
the ability to talk
I don't
and
know.
reason, I suggest to you, whenever you have a moment where you're just standing still, doing nothing, think to yourself, could I be doing something else? And exploring
Oh,
those possibilities.
these are just so new to me. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Wonderful.
He
I
just
don't
kind of
know
sits
if
there.
Gundra's interested in this thing or just bewildered or what, but like, this is
Can you
something.
step to the side and let us pass through, or perhaps lead the way towards
Oh,
that other side of the room?
okay, new friend. Yeah, I could do that. And he just kind of slowly starts to turn. It seems odd because he doesn't actually turn around, but his eyes do, and he just moves.
Hmm.
Feel free to talk about your consciousness. Things like you are a rarity in a lot of ways.
That's so.
So,
Oh man, I only have ever known me, so it's not like I
yeah.
I have any source of comparison.
hmm
You all seem different. You're not all wiggly.
uh, out of
No,
character,
we're normal.
Gundra's going to ask him a lot of questions that just prompt responses to him. Not to really learn, but it's interesting if he does learn something. But just to kind of like occupy him as they look for an exit.
Okay. You're noticing now like the air is becoming a bit thinner, and the water around you is now pulling up, like pooling.
Oh shit, shit. We might be. Uh,
Is the water rising, or are
It
you talking about the
seems to be
water getting
rising.
thicker as we
It
go
no,
deeper?
it seems to be a little bit like rising bit by bit.
bad news, friend. I'm going to have to cut you off. We are losing air, and this place is filling up with water. It's thing we need to survive, and something that prevents us from breathing in the thing we need to survive. I don't know how.
Oh,
If we stay here too
I'm
long,
sorry.
we might die.
Oh,
So we
we
might
should
move.
hurry then.
Yeah, we might move past you. Feel free to follow us out, but we don't have time to wait. It's wonderful meeting you. It's very interesting.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, let's start dashing.
Sure, sure.
Again,
Running.
look for an exit. You
Okay.
you
It's
should
at this
explore.
point where he gets to this next room, but he just kind of sits there and stops. He goes, "Oh no, this ooze isn't nice."
Damn
You don't
it.
see it, but you do see just a puddle of water.
Okay, we need.
We'll deal with it quickly.
Oh, I have an idea. You guys get around me, I'll block him off, so he can't come after you.
That's wonderful. Thank you. You have no idea how much of a help you're being. Let's go. Let's do this plan. You. That's
Gunver, quick question. Is it a good idea for the oozes to merge with each other?
probably like they're made of relatively the same stuff. I didn't take an ooze class. Yeah, we're gonna run past him as this guy like just kind of blocks him off.
As you walk past, yeah, he comes. The gray ooze just kind of starts moving its pseudopods around, but Glabagool, sure enough to his word, just gets right in the way.
That's wonderful critical thinking skills. Utilize those. It'll make your ability to explore and understand much easier.
Oh, cool. You guys are so nice.
I'm glad
How
this
does
thing
it
thinks
even know
Gundra's
what the
nice.
word? How does it even know what the word "nice" means?
Yep. Rogi's real confused, but he's not gonna
Whatever imbued this thing
think about it too hard.
whatever imbued this thing with intelligence gave it a baseline of knowledge. Whatever that is, seems to understand good and bad.
Is that what the magic mace is?
Maybe? I don't know. Maces don't usually do that. It's God, how's the water looking?
It's rising steadily, but you're not too concerned by it. You seem to be going at a decent enough pace.
Okay. If the water was higher, I might be say, hey, let's conserve a little bit of our air.
It's like at this point, it's kind of just at your feet. The main
Mm-hmm.
concern you're feeling is the lack of air that's slowly onsetting with all these people you're breathing it in.
Shit. Try to conserve air. Let's continue.
Okay.
Mind thing. If you can block off that hallway, feel free to follow us.
Okay, I'll do that.
I don't know why I'm offering that, but you know.
The gray ooze is like desperately trying to get around, but he just as
Yeah, he
Glabagool
just fills up the
squeezes into this
hallway, don't he?
space, there's no way it could get around him, even if it wanted to. Let me
What's
reveal
down
this.
that way?
Let me try to reveal it. Reveal area thing. It's finicky.
I've never had a problem with it.
I only ever had a problem with it.
I know you do.
So true, bestie.
Okay. So it seems like there's a series of hallways leading out.
That
Reveal
puddle
this.
looking scary.
It's not moving.
Okay. I'll take that at
This
face
chamber
value.
here is divided into 4 hallways, and floored with heavy flagstone. Uh, the walls carved with worn and faded like bas reliefs, and they show strange swirling shapes that might be waves, tentacles, or a combination thereof.
Hmm.
That survival roll was to get an indication as to where would be a good place to exit stage left.
There seems to be more water pouring in from here. This might be the
Alright.
sources.
Mm, let's check. Are there like doors here or
No,
what?
they're just hallways.
And are the hallways differently decorated? Is that what you said?
They have like bas reliefs showing strange swirling shapes that might be waves, tentacles, or some combination.
Are there any distinctions between the 4 hallways?
Not really.
Alright, let's just head down this one.
Okay. Everyone,
We'd sure be fucked if a lightning bolt came down that hallway.
Gundra's not going to follow him, but he is going to look down these hallways, kind of seeing that they all genuinely, excuse me, genuinely lead. generally lead down the same area. He doesn't know if they all connect, but they look like they go the same way.
Yeah, I would say you would know they look like they go down the same way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And with that, I need Keeluth as you step on what seems to be a strange tile that just breaks out from underneath you. Just thunk. Seems to be some kind of trap. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to grab the edge of the pit.
Cool.
That's exactly what you needed to not fall in. You're hanging on the edge, but you're just sat there. You're not falling in. But you can see at the bottom some shape moving.
Confidence, get me up.
I don't know how much confidence can do.
Confidence
Gonna
Make
bites
a
make
your
a
arm
little
and pulls.
whistle.
make an athletics check with advantage with confidence helping you.
Ye- I almost hit acrobatics.
Okay, that's enough. You pull yourself out.
Unless you have
But
something to mark it, I'm gonna mark the tile.
I do have something actually.
Okay.
There you go.
Careful, traps. Points generally at the halls.
Carefully backing
boy.
confidence. Getting a lizard to walk backwards is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't want to. They want to
They
move
just
forward.
they just don't want to. All right.
Sodane's staff, and he makes a jabbing motion.
Are
We're
you
gonna,
trying to
I'm
get
trying to.
Thodane to do it, or
Yeah, Thodane should go down the halls and check the tiles. He's trying not to say a whole lot because we're
I'll
losing
say from
air.
what Edith went through, it seemed to be a weighted trap.
Damn.
Like it just fell out from underneath him just as he put his full weight on it.
I'm gonna check for traps in this hallway.
Okay, make a perception. Oh, there we go. You see another one. Right now that you know what you're
Where?
looking for. I will show you. Second, right there.
Hmm.
I'll say with the 18, you notice that all hallways have this kind of trap in it.
All right. How big are these gaps?
5 foot.
You can get over
5
that.
foot. Oh, that's not bad. Can the lizard jump though?
Yeah, it can climb on walls.
Theoretically, they can't climb the
Oh,
wall.
yeah, that's right. They can just walk on walls. Never mind. All right, send confidence over to the other side first. And
Okay.
then let's see if I can alley-oop over.
Tell us if you find
Uh,
something.
how far can you run and jump?
Minimum. It is like your strength score, so his minimum. Like I can jump over a 5 foot gap.
Yeah. I think, yeah, you could probably just jump right over it. No need to roll anything.
Okay.
I can't do.
Alley-oop.
Looking at my strength score, I can only jump over a 5 foot gap.
Keyleth's just gonna be standing here ready to grab anyone jumping over if they don't make it.
Is this the exit?
Hurry.
Okay. We're gonna do a funny alley oop.
Okay, everyone just jumping over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh,
It's easy.
Yep.
It's easy enough, I think, for almost everybody to run through here.
Cool.
Not gonna like make you roll or do anything crazy like that. But yeah, you guys could just easily hop over all these.
what's below?
I will get to that. God fucking damn it.
Just keep covering up more of the area. Let us not
Alright.
see anything.
Just won't cooperate.
Let's maybe go on the correct thing.
I am on the correct thing.
You keep covering more. You're not.
I know. I
We're
keep
becoming
clicking it.
engulfed by the abyss.
Click it. Make sure that it's showing the correct symbol. Then do it.
This is
Yes,
how
it
we
is
get
always
TTK'd.
showing. It is always showing the correct sign, but it doesn't mean it's doing it.
I thought this was called Out of the Abyss, not Into the Abyss.
No, we're going into the abyss,
They're going
baby.
in.
Oh no.
King Christ. There we go. I don't know why it suddenly worked then.
Big door.
Big door.
Big door, knock knock.
It easily comes open. Seems like age has just kind of affected it. But when you look inside, the room contains a stone fountain with a raised edge. The basin contains shallow, brackish water. At the center of the pool, there's rubble of a broken statue rests atop a pedestal. All that remains recognizable are a pair of clawed stone feet clutching the pedestal's top. Carved into the walls are 7 niches. Water seeps into one niche through a crack in the wall. The 2 niches that flank it are empty. Strange, formless sculptures occupy the 4 remaining niches. I will
I don't
say,
like it. Get the wizards.
call upon the wizards.
Call upon the wizards.
I will say, you do notice something glinting in the dark waters. Something shines.
Like, is there a particular location something shines?
No, it just seems like all inside the well.
I casted Detect
Okay.
Magic less than 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
How we doing?
What's the range on that?
30 feet, I think? I'll double check.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
there are a couple
pretty.
things of magic inside uh, this well, this fountain.
Got any vague ideas of what kind of magic?
Not really. It's just vague magic.
Conjuration.
I would say probably transmutation, some evocation.
Mm-hmm. Wells has magic in it. Be careful.
If I shoot the inside of it with my crossbow, would it do anything?
The answer. I'm thinking about the answer to that, and that is the answer is maybe. It could be literally anything. It could be waiting for a person. It could be waiting for an object. Gundra just kind of shakes his head without wordlessly saying, "I don't know."
Perception. What's in this room? That's dangerous. Check the doorway for traps.
Okay.
I got a 3. I see all the traps.
It's dark.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, step right
Everything's
in.
wet.
Anything?
No, nothing.
Is
Nothing?
there an exit in this room?
Doesn't seem
No.
like it. Like I said, the statues would be here, and here, and here, and in here.
What is it? Here, 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 and here. And then the water is the crack.
Inspect statue.
Yeah, these 4.
Use eye
They
on
just look
statue.
like strange, like silvered, formless statues.
Oh, formless.
Or like
That-
sculptures, not statues, I should say.
And
Sculptures.
the sculpture in the center of the fountain, claw feet,
Yeah,
like a kobold
I don't know.
Something.
or like a vulture.
It just said claw feet.
Okay.
Are there vultures in the Underdark?
No.
There's Diatrima.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
What's in this nasty stank water?
It's pretty dark. You'd have to reach in and feel it out. You just see some things are glinting in it.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not
Reach
reaching
in,
in.
reach in. Oh.
Thodane, you're
Oh.
very good
Okay.
at saving throws.
Dropping a rope down.
It's not deep.
I know. He's using
Okay.
the
Gonna
rope.
join.
You're lowering rope into it.
Yeah, to poke it and then take it back out to see like if the rope dissolves in acid or what.
Okay.
What are we saying here?
Poke it in, you wait a moment. You pull it out. It's just wet.
Like regular water.
Just seems like dark water.
Yeah.
Is there anything arcane in nature that's apparent?
On the fountain or inside?
Either.
Like, I'm picking up detect
You really
magic
can't.
stuff on it, but
Yeah, you
Oh,
really
you
can't
have that up.
look too well into it. Every now and then, just something glints inside. Several things, actually.
Frankie, come bring your sword. Show it into this fountain quickly.
All right.
Oh, I'm
Gonna get
taking a step
blinded.
back from that shit.
Okay. Take a step back. He takes a step in. You gonna activate that sun sword?
Mm-hmm.
Activate it. Everyone has to kind of like brace for a moment, cover their eyes. Frankie, you see inside the water pretty nicely. It seems there's some silver and some gold in there. There seems to be a couple gold bracelets, a nice looking drow dagger, and a couple of vials.
why is this in here?
There's some stuff in here. I see some weapons, or a weapon, some vials.
Are these guys giving off any magic?
There does seem to be some faint magic, but you're not quite sure what it is.
Because my current theory is that
He
these are.
Keyleth's going to drop 10 gold into the fountain.
Okay. You drop 10 gold in.
What happens?
Nothing.
Okay.
Current theory.
10
Those
gold.
shapes behind you perhaps are petrified oozes, and this thing will awaken them.
So I can't get my 10 gold back.
I didn't tell you to drop it in there, so.
Um,
The trial and error method of discovering what magic an item has is rarely the best way.
I want that dagger though.
you want that dagger?
Are you
I
willing
want that.
to fight for? They're medium-sized statues, right?
More or less.
Are you willing to fight 4 of those acidic oozes again, or possibly something worse?
No. We need to find a way out of here.
At this point, you're starting to really notice the water rising.
Is it not pooling at the bottom of those traps? Or at least the one that we triggered?
There's a few that are, yeah. But there also is a leak from where you are at.
Yeah, you can probably see the water rushing towards it at this point.
Mm-hmm. It seems like the surrounding area of where you're at is probably just flooded, and it's just the cracks are allowing it to leak in. Probably still have to do with that earthquake that came through. Just
Act-
finally started tearing this place down.
Actually, Mage Hand might be able to get these things out. If we're feeling greedy, but honestly, it's probably not worth it.
I'm always greedy.
Yeah, it's a problem.
He's
Everybody
just
in
gonna
back start
smile
heading.
a bit.
Everybody in back start heading across the traps again. And this is mostly for the NPC crowd.
Okay.
Just
Just
want
need
to,
everyone to.
yeah, get back here.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Do we want to try, before we suffocate and die here, do we want to try something sneaky with this fountain that's going to attack us? This is to everybody.
What sneaky things could we do?
Not put a
The
not put a creature's hand in the water, but still take something from it. Granted, removing the object might activate it, or it might be waiting for a physical being to enter. Ghost hands, or mage hands, depending on who you ask,
Those hands.
do not often count in that sort of way. There's a wonderful drow dagger and a few bracelets, I believe.
I certainly could do it, but is any of this really worth it?
There's also 2 vials in there of some kind. They seem to give off magic,
They're probably somewhat worth it.
along with the dagger, as you can see a little bit better. Yeah, the dagger is also giving off magic.
Yes, I want that dagger.
Then do it.
You're the one with the hand. You get to decide if we go or not. But there are valuables in there, and we'll need them if we're going to be able to resist ourselves. I'm using too much oxygen.
We have to backtrack after all of this, but if you use Mage Hand to get me the dagger, I'll owe you a favor. Grant it on the condition that it doesn't trigger anything.
So if it does trigger something, I don't owe you. You do not owe me a favor.
I'll owe you an apology.
Right, because it'd be no different from me sticking my own hand in there.
I'm still get. Whatever. Is there anything in here that you think will help us survive?
Dagger, potions.
There's also like a smattering of silver and gold coins in there.
Coins are always good, but those are the least value to me.
I do not think
Well, there may
coins
be
are
the
worth it.
slimmest of slim chances that either of those potions could be ones of water breathing.
True.
Allowing one
Very
of you
well.
to survive.
Yeah, we'll
But
give
I
it.
who?
will try
We'll give it to Keyleth. They'll drag her unconscious bodies out.
the potions first. And I will cast Mage Hand and remove one of the 2 potions from the pool.
Gundra
Okay.
gestures to Frankie to move away from the statues, but
I grab
As you
I have my
reach
crossbow ready as
Wonderful.
well.
As soon as you touch the water surface, nothing happens as you reach in and you pull out a strange vial. It has this sticky black unguent in it, and it's thick and heavy in a container. I would say probably
You
one of the mages could tell you it's an oil of slipperiness.
oh, cool.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
on the way back towards me. One of you probably knows what this is, and I'll hand this oil to Gundra, and I'll grab the other vial and I'll place it in Thodane's hand.
Okay, this is one you recognize, but it is a potion of greater healing.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
I got the fucking slippery oil.
Yes.
You're all also eyeing these statues or these sculptures. They have not moved or anything.
All right,
This might
that
work.
is good. If you wish to grab anything else, you can stick your own hand in.
Favor not owed, then.
I do not want you to owe me a favor. You do something for me, I want you to want to do it.
Your hand might be the thing that's safe, is the problem.
How badly do you want the dagger?
Not enough to die for it if you're going to be stubborn about it, but it would be nice to have.
It's of drowish to make.
Will you promise to use it to kill anyone who tries to kill me?
Yes, of course.
Alright, you say it is magic, Gundra?
Yeah, right. Daniel, this right is to you, correct?
Hmm?
It's giving an aura.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Your dagger is the last thing, but only because it is helpful. There is more to life than fancy daggers and gems and other things, he says as he pulls the dagger out.
Okay, you pull out the dagger. It's a drow. It's a drow make, and the hilt has a very nice spider design on it.
The mage hand
Ooh.
places it in Keelu's hand.
I'll just say it's a +1 dagger.
Alrighty.
You can ignore the
Uh,
bracelets and the gold.
Keep
Are
Luke's
they
just gonna
magic?
get rid of his old dagger.
No, they are not magic.
Okay, the bracelets are not magical. They might be valuable, but they're probably not worth it. Let's leave.
Labagool
Indeed.
kind of calls out to your mind. He goes, "Hey, I think I found something, guys."
What did you find?
He went ahead of us.
Yeah, he got bored.
That's
Well,
fair.
he took your
He's
thing to
using
heart.
that. Yeah, he's using his new critical thinking, newfound
Yeah,
thoughts.
he figured if he was standing there, he might as well wander and do something else. He just kind of calls out, "I think I found where all the water's coming from. There's a big old crack here in the ceiling."
Oh, let's go. We head out to.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Is that a way out? Is the crack big enough?
It doesn't look quite big enough, but it does look like it could be chipped at, which would increase the flow of water significantly.
Okay. Glabagoo. How do you say your name again?
Glabagool.
Glabagool? Can
Yeah,
you. Do you think you can swim?
I think so.
Okay. Try your best,
I don't
Spence.
know. I've never tried swimming before.
Well, do you think you could go through that crack despite the water?
Probably.
Once this place floods, it will be much easier for you to get out. So if you end up not being able to directly swim, it'll be an easy way for you to be able
Do you
to
think you can
swim
go up
through.
there and see what's up there for us before we attempt to go out that way? If not, we're gonna have to double back.
I can try. He just kind of
Thank you.
goes up to it. It stems the flow of the water for a bit, but you can see it pouring out of the sides, really,
Mm-hmm.
like putting your thumb to a faucet. And eventually, he does kind of slowly squeeze through. Doesn't make the crack bigger, but he's on the other side.
Well, good for him.
We wait patiently.
We might not have time to
You
wait
hear
patiently.
call out and goes, "I think there's a surface." He's speaking to you all, of course, telepathically.
That's right, he doesn't need to actually speak.
Yeah,
I want to give that new mace of yours a try. How high's the roof?
you have to
Yeah,
attune to the mace.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a
I can still
bludgeoning
use it
weapon.
as a
Oh,
yeah.
it's true. It's not that high.
You can sit on Kilu's shoulders.
If need
It's like
be.
on the upper portions of like the wall. Not
Or you
not
can
an
stand on
exact
top of
crack.
confidence.
Okay,
Well,
everybody, this place is going to flood. Confidence can probably swim. He's a lizard. They swim.
so Dane, come up behind me. I am going to try something, and if it is not enough, you will need to take over.
Very well.
Okay. What are you going to
Um,
do?
Rogi will take the mace in hand,
Mm-hmm.
get ready to kind of use it as a bastion weapon for the hole,
Yep.
and will cast Enlarge on himself.
Oh, very good.
Uh,
Make yourself stronger.
and then
Big Rogi. All
begin
right.
trying to make this hole
Roll
bigger.
roll damage for me.
Mace damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Just
D8.
add a normal
With your
mace to my damage
enlarge.
for me.
You don't have to
Mace.
worry about rolling an attack. Just roll straight damage for me.
Mace is 1d6 plus 2. So I'll roll a d6 plus a d4. Just this, just in case.
All right, 10. Boom. Immediately, as you break it down, water floods in. It is insane. It nearly pushes you down in your enlarged form. This place is now rapidly filling up with water,
Good.
Up
Looking
into the
at
hole.
the flow of
but the
water.
hole is now big enough for you to actually get through.
Looking at the flow of water. Will this be an athletics check of some sort?
Uh, no, I'd say you could fight through it easy enough. It's still pushing you back, but if you're fighting against it, it wouldn't be that hard.
Okay, Gundra is gonna go first, so if he starts to slip back, people can grab him.
Okay.
Uh,
Gunter,
do
you
we?
are out first, and immediately you see kind
Oh,
of Glabagool.
sorry.
He seems to be like undulating to make himself move upward, but you do see light above you, about 30 feet.
Gundra's a very bad swimmer, but he's still moving at half movement because that's the rule,
Hmm.
and he's just gunning for it.
Okay. Everyone else, I assume, just falls in line. Just kind of does the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah, one by one, you all get yourself through this crack, and it's as it fills up like this area with water, it becomes a little bit easier. It's not pushing so hard against you. And one by one, you all get out, and you reach.
Confidence has a swimming speed of 30 feet.
Hell
He's
yeah.
good. He's at the top before almost any of you.
I,
Just zooms on by Gundra. Gundra can hitch
Woo!
a ride if he wants.
have you ever seen like lizards swim and like the weird, funny way they do it, which is like kind of
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, eventually you all reach the top and you find yourselves in a large cavern. Luckily, there is ground nearby with a tunnel leading forward, like further in your direction that you need to go.
I remember being forced to do like a swimming test for summer camp in Boy Scouts. In my first year, I was like 11, so it fucking sucked for me. And I'm imagining that's just what Gundra is like right now, just swimming desperately for land and constantly speaking about how much he hates this and how much he doesn't want to do it, despite that not helping.
That's just what I do.
I, I hate swimming.
There we are. Glabagool. Glabagool has now joined your party.
Oh,
He
great.
doesn't have to do that. He can go
Boy.
anywhere he wants.
Yeah, but he's gonna go with you guys.
We're friends now.
Yeah, he just kind of like follows you along. This is gonna be so exciting. I've never seen a cave before, I
Mhm.
think.
I mean, it's kind of like what you were already in. I guess you didn't get to the cave part of that area.
Oh, was there a cave part? Oh, I missed out.
Well, like the last bit was kind of flooding.
Well, you're in a cave now.
Okay.
So,
And you can tell it's a cave. Keyleth gestures around. Because there are no markings and structure put into place by other
Oh,
living
I
beings.
did notice that. Yeah.
I will say, you don't have to follow us if you don't want to. There's a great wide world out there.
Do
Uh,
you not want me to?
that's not relevant. What
I
you
keep.
want to do is
I
what you
feel
want
like I
to
need to
do.
go this way.
Is he going the same direction we are?
He's going the same direction.
Wonderful. That we're going that way anyway, so you'll have plenty of time to talk with us.
Yeah, I hear there's just something there. I know it.
What do you mean by that? We've
I
been
don't
having
know.
some problems of late with.
Keyleth's just kind of like give Gundra a side hug and just kind of like pull him aside and just say, "So before we got attacked by that ooze, I was mentioning how we were seeing a lot of oozes lately, and jokingly asked if there was a demon lord of oozes. But now I'm seriously asking: is there a demon lord of oozes? I do not know."
I think this one's a little bit more obscure than the rest, so do you think I need to roll for it?
Uh, I would say yeah. Roll an Arcana.
That's a 15.
15. You know him.
Yeah.
You
He
would know.
Gunter is nodding,
Yeah.
and that like he has been hesitant. This thing has been friendly, but he's had this vibe the entire time. Let the fact that he has known about this the entire time uh, inform you of why he's been acting this way.
Keyleth just kind of nods and just very casually, gives Gundra that two shoulder back pat, and then with that same hand, just brings it down to rest on his sword hilt.
Okay.
Casually.
Gundra does like kind of do a very very subtle like no whenever he notices that. It is a hesitant no. He is saying that like we might not have to do that. Gundra does still ask. Gundra does still say, we've been having some problems with strange creatures
Oh
influencing
no.
others. With your new mind, you're probably susceptible to the same things we are with these. Are you
Well,
sure you're
that's
not
not
being
good.
Are you sure you're not being controlled by something right now?
No. It's like I just need to go that way. You know, like if someone stood over there and said, "Hey, come here." It's kind of like that.
Well, why would you? Well, it's not always a
Can
good idea to listen to that voice, because that
Oh,
voice does not have your best interest at heart.
no.
can I insight check
You want to
the
inside check
ooze?
the gelatinous cube?
I want to try. Yes.
To be
Okay.
fair, this is similar
Is
to
this
other
conversation?
things.
Yeah. Is this this conversation is happening with me included, right? It's not just between Gundra and the
Yeah, I think
cube.
he's just psychic projecting all of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Third natural one of the
How
night.
do you begin to
Ooh.
insight check this thing?
You should
No,
have.
you
You should
can't.
have. Okay, from now on, everyone should just tell me to insight check everything. If you want something insight checked, let me do it. I have a. What is that?
Hey Frankie,
Yeah, what's your what's
Plus,
your
what's
insight
your
check?
I have a
opinion?
+7 insight, and I have a +10 deception. So,
I mean,
Frankie,
you're free to as
what do
well.
you think about this new friend of ours?
give me a second.
All right. Uh, he just seems too innocent. Whatever that would mean. He just doesn't seem like he would lie. It seems like the idea of lying is probably a strange. It's probably a notion he has not yet grasped yet in his newfound mind.
To be
Frankie
f-
looks at him for a
All you see
couple
is these
seconds.
two eyes that are just floating there. Notice they're not actually his eyes, and they don't blink.
You know
they're
what?
just
I don't think he's capable of lying in any way.
What's a lie?
Let's see.
A lie is the basic form of communication.
A
That
lie.
doesn't
You'll learn
help
about
me
it
at all.
later once you talk
You
more.
you are a welcomed member of this team.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused still, but okay.
Gundra has weird feelings about this because this thing's a baby. It's a fully grown adult baby, but whatever part of Gundra's heart leans good has feelings about this thing because it's a new creature that has never existed before. At the same time, it's probably a demon spawned creature and will turn on us the moment it meets its master.
Speaking of that, I just wanna talk to this thing, and uh, I've noticed you've started tagging along with us, and
Yeah, it seems like we're going the same direction.
that's okay. But there's something that we need to kind of clear up.
Okay.
When you refer to us, such as myself, Frankie
hmm
Pastrami,
Oh, nice to
you
meet you. I'm
must.
Glabagool.
Nice to meet you too. But to keep this, to keep it clear, you refer to me as Master Frankie, and anyone else in this
Oh.
group you must call him Master, because it's kind of disrespectful if you don't.
Oh, I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Master Frankie.
Q is gonna go over
Rogi
and just
wants to
give
say
a
something.
backpack to back pat to Frankie.
And I just look over my shoulder, kinda, and hold my hand up, just like, yeah, I got it, I got it. I know what I'm doing.
Just smile and nod of approval.
Gundra has the most conflicted
You see
looking
that guy over
face.
there? You see that guy over there pointing to Gundra?
Yeah.
Now this guy is a little different.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I noticed you were talking to him earlier,
Yeah. He's very
and
nice.
but the thing is, to talk to him, you have to ask first if you can talk to him.
Oh, oh no. I haven't been
Yeah,
doing that.
it's kind of to me it's silly, but he's a little bit stingy about it,
Okay.
and we don't really like to bring it up, but just to
Okay.
just to keep him from getting a hot head, just ask him, just
Uh,
say
Master
permission to
Gundra, can
speak.
I talk to you?
You may.
Uh, why do I have to ask to talk to you now?
And Frankie gets a really shocked face, like, "Are you? I can't believe you're saying this."
It's
What? What did I do?
Gundra is playing along. You could, like, if this thing could read facial expressions, it would realize this is a lie. But Gundra just kind of plays along and says, "No, no, it's fine. He was recently made aware of things. He doesn't understand social formalities.
Oh no. I have so
Don't
much to
worry.
learn.
Don't worry. You're learning. You'll be forgiven very easily. For now." Gundra doesn't know why he's going along with this, but he also doesn't understand anything about this thing, so.
Okay. With that, you guys keep on walking, trying to dry off a bit.
Rogi thinks about trying to say something in response, but realizes Frankie's already dug too deep of a hole for him to fix.
Yeah.
If you have a conversation with Gundra about this, it will be like, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with I don't know if it's a good thing to be around this thing. I don't know anything. Like, Gundra doesn't know what to do with this thing. Because, I
You
don't know
see,
if it's a good
Frankie
idea that
tries
it's
to control
following.
things that he doesn't know about.
Rogi is very cautious, is comforted by this thing, but because it speaks to him in his head, but is mostly confused.
Does Frankie notice your
Baby
discontent?
number 2 joins the
Probably.
party.
Oh yeah, no. Rogi is not
This is
trying
a
to
new
hide it.
baby.
This brings a smile to my face.
Oh no.
Well, after a full 30 miles of walking, you're now 156 miles away from Blingdenstone,
Wow.
I believe.
Yeah, I'm fine with going an average pace today because I'm just kind of confused.
Okay, you want to go at a normal pace?
Does anybody have any opinions on this? Do we want to keep running because we do have a drought pursuit on us? Probably.
I mean, normal sounds fine to me.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean that pursuit number should have been going down.
It has actually, I just haven't updated it.
Yeah, that should be like a.
It's like at a
Okay, we
1.
did add a 1, right? Because we had
Yeah.
2 days of fast
Let the
travel.
record show that while we're traveling, I travel very close to this glob thing.
Labagool.
Yeah.
His new best friend.
You're
I
everyone's
would
new
I wouldn't
best
say we're
friend.
friends.
But Globagul does.
Yes, he thinks that. And sometimes I'll occasionally whisper stuff to him,
Are we seeing
making
a
sure that everyone else sees.
Are we seeing like a weird adjacent side of Frankie mob boss?
No,
I think we're
he's always
seeing
been
him at his best.
he's always been observant of the group.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been watching people, studying them, but
Mm-hmm.
this one is especially interesting.
Yeah. I think Gundra now starts to talk to Keyleth about his plan, which is he's going to pretend to be a half drow, half wood elf, who's been desperately looking for his brother and found him and ask the Snivverflin for their kindness. And his entire plan revolves around the assumption that they're bleeding fucking hearts, or they're closer to surfacers, so they're more likely to be bleeding hearts. Granted, he knows Neverblin aren't entirely like that.
Hmm.
They isolate themselves, but it's a better plan than hey, we're two drow. We're cool though.
Okay.
Aren't the deep gnomes just going to capture me and torture me on sight? I mean, the disguise is a good idea, but I'm still going to be a drow during this plan.
Well, you're going to be a drow who has a surfacer vouching for you, which might be something. If they if they start to say no, we need to arrest him, who's going to blame a poor young soul trying to reconnect with their family for attacking them and running off, and then we can find an actual way to get you into the city.
Keith shrugs. Well, I have no other better plan.
Yeah, me neither.
If you are going to be this, what should we be?
I don't think they care about Durgar. Well, they might.
Do people in Blingdenstone
You,
care
Snurf
about Dwergar?
Neblin. You there, Snurf Neblin. Do you care about Duergar?
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
Oh, okay. This is good.
We're relatively Menzoberranzan is relatively close to their city. We have a
This is what,
history.
5 miles away?
God, the distance
Oh,
between those two cities is just a war zone. Well, a very quiet war
this
zone.
makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, the two cities are very close.
Yeah, I assume like the space between them is just a death field.
Yeah.
We're gonna be going around that as
Yes.
best we can. Also, that thing is probably going to be a problem, but I assume Frankie can very easily convince them that it's fine, considering he can talk and he's feeding it information right now. I assume he
Oh,
has a plan.
Frankie's doing a fantastic job with the whatever that is.
Gundra,
I'm a cube.
But you're more than just a cube, because most gelatinous cubes don't speak.
Oh, all right.
God.
I'm still a cube.
Gundra just points at him, this like just like a little finger gun thing, but he just says correct.
Man, I'm getting smarter.
Is there a way that during this trek I could start training the cube to be
All right, go on.
like deceptive, or train him to be
You would have to
I
start like
don't.
a very
I don't think we
basic
You
want the
are
concept.
cube
you are
to
going to
understand.
convince the
I
cube.
think so. My opinion is the best way to make the cube deceptive is for you to say things and for it to agree. Just say, "Hey, I'm about to say some things. Regardless of what I say, you agree with it."
I
Okay.
wanted to keep the outer shell of the innocent, naive cube, but deep down I want it to.
You want to instill the ability to lie in this
I'm
thing.
gonna fucking corrupt it.
I want to believe that I'm its strongest ally.
Well, right now you are all its only ally, and the only people it's ever met.
But if it wants to survive and any longer down here, it needs to make sure that I am kept safe and
Right.
happy.
So like, you have to start from the basics. What's survival?
We have
Survival
time.
is existing.
Just like you're starting from like bottom tier. It is a man who has just now gotten consciousness.
Hmm. It
He has no concept of anything. Period.
like it's a Frankenstein's monster bit in which it
Yeah.
has the brain of an adult. It just doesn't know anything.
Would you like me to roll a check to see how efficiently I can teach this thing in
Handle
the time
animal.
we're traveling?
I don't even know what you would roll.
Animal handling, history,
Animal.
I will say
I
that
mean,
over the
Persuasion?
course of
persuasion and
this,
deception.
Persuasion. Yeah.
deception.
Yeah, I'm surprised Roby
Persuasion and
hasn't spoken
deception.
up to wreck Frankie's shop yet.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. If this is becoming an overtime thing, Rogi is going to spend a significant amount of time traveling,
Mm-hmm.
talking to our cube friend about the importance of all things,
Okay.
and relate the ability that the cube has to touch each other's minds and explain what
You're
happiness
explaining
is and
telepathy
joy.
and
Yep.
So I will
Should we
Being
say,
able
roll-
to reach out and how everyone is connected.
I
Should
will
we roll
say,
dueling persuasion checks to see who has the better
ooh, I
effect
like
on him
that.
I will say to
in the long term?
either one of you, I deeply believe as part of being an illusionist Gundra has learned ontology, which is the study of the nature of existing and being. So if you want somebody who can teach, hey, here's what the concept of substance is, here's like the building blocks to understand other things.
Yes, but
Ah,
you're preaching education. I'm preaching control.
that's fair. Like, if you guys want me to talk to him, we can have an additional layer to him.
We have a
But that is,
literal
but that is you
freedom
asking
versus
him.
order versus
God,
or
He's not going to do it
lawful
in like.
Christ.
versus
so much you can do.
freedom versus neutral
He's not going to
debate
do it.
going on right now with this cube.
He's not going to do it unless you ask him to, because he kind of doesn't want to talk to this thing. But at the same time, he does.
Well,
Rogi would
I
not
imagine
ask
Gundra would immediately go
Gundra.
off on a rant. Either of them
Yeah,
bringing
truly.
up
Well, here's the thing.
the
Maybe this thing
topic of
doesn't.
existence.
Maybe this thing doesn't need to exist. Maybe it's a bad thing that exists. I don't know. Whatever. Daniel, did we roll any?
I would say Frankie rolls deception. Uh, Rogi will roll persuasion,
All right.
and then if someone wants to get Gundra involved, Gundra can also roll persuasion.
Gavin, what's your persuasion?
Oh, you're fine.
No, I have a +10. It would take a crazy roll. We'll
Yep.
see. Oh,
Oh,
that
Am I-
wasn't great.
Am I being asked?
Rogi would not ask you. Well,
You both rolled the same number.
oh yep, we sure did. um,
Sucks to not be a bard. An
Okay.
evil one.
no, I don't think Rogi would ask Gundra
Okay, that's
to help,
good.
unless he started to have difficulties communicating
I've-
with Glabagul.
Considering the dual natures of this, I think it's
Yeah.
less a lack of communication and more of he's favoring the other side.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
every time you try to speak up, Frankie kind of cuts in and keeps going, kind of shutting you out.
I don't want to try and cut in because I believe that this thing having more information is valuable.
Yeah.
The more it
Or
knows,
at the
the,
very
the
least, you keep
Yeah.
subtly undermining
I add on
what
to
Rogi
it.
says.
I
Yeah.
add on to everything he says, twisting it into my ballpark.
Which is just protect you.
Yeah, be his stooge.
Protect me. Keep an outside shell of innocence.
Are you taking on an
Essentially-
apprentice?
Essentially, then Rogi keeps saying, so you need to make sure that you help everyone because we are all connected. You will see this when you touch more minds. You will know that we are all in this together, you know?
And then
And
I
then
pull him
Frankie's just
aside,
saying,
and I pull him aside and say, "Yes, everyone in this group is an ally, but I'm the most important ally."
Yeah. It's like, yeah, we're all connected, but also don't forget to look out for number one and the people looking out for you. It's like,
Yes, because I take care of these people as well. They depend on me. So when things get a little hairy, which means bad, up on the surface, if I'm alive, the rest of us are alive. So that needs to be your priority.
the
Oh,
idea of
okay.
Frankie using slang to talk to this thing and just explaining the direct meaning of the slang and nothing more is very funny to me.
I want by the end of this campaign, this thing to be talking like me. You know, he's gonna have the same
I
accent.
see. Just gonna start picking up on everything you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, I like
Frankie
it.
wants a child he's never had.
Well,
Some son.
I'm the
Give it a
Godfather.
blind baby.
I'm the Godfather, and this thing is like the Fonz.
All right.
It's
Well,
Gorb Glove, the
doing
gelatinous
full-
cube.
Until the
Hey!
next fight we have.
I want to see if this thing can like shapeshift into a smaller me.
It can't do that. It's kind
Oh,
of stuck
dear.
with how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
This poor creature.
I know. Poor Glabacool.
It's a project.
After a full days of travel, you're 132 miles outside of Blingdenstone. Traveling at a normal pace. Okay, the next day begins. You keep talking to Glabagul, trying to, teach him the ways, all the ways.
Rogi will stop baking or making treats, uh, and will still be giving one to himself and Thodane, but will now be giving the third treat to Glabagul instead of Frankie.
Okay. You just kind of toss it into his gelatinous self. You could just see it slowly dissolve away.
Can,
Now, before that, can I roll a deception check to make it so I'm not obviously trying to steer this thing in a bad direction? I'm just invested in it
Okay.
so that I'm still in the good graces of my allies.
Mm, okay.
But this
You're kind of
interest,
undermining what Rogi's saying, so Rogi
hmm,
ain't too happy with you right now.
Yeah, I would say you can't really do much about that.
yeah, player to player is a little interesting.
Hmm.
I will say, Gundra is kind of like in a different zip code than all of this. He is like, he is sitting over here like, maybe like again, maybe it shouldn't exist. Maybe this is bad that this thing is alive, but also it is alive, and that's important, kind of.
I mean, if this thing dies, I don't really care because I don't lose anything from it.
Yeah.
So, Prince Dendril, what prince are you a kingdom ruler of?
Surface elves.
Which
Mm.
ones?
Let me look again because it's in there
Gross.
somewhere.
And here I thought I was the only one from the surface.
Uh
Oh, you
Gundra.
haven't been
oh,
listening to Dendril?
he comes from the kingdom Nelrindivane in the High Forest.
That sounds made
Can,
up.
can you spell that for me?
Etymological wise, does this sound like he just made? Is that Elfberg from Elfington?
Inside chat.
Nelrindivane.
I think that might be a real place, and by real I mean like Forgotten Realms. I could be completely wrong though. No, I
My
think I am completely wrong.
crown taken by evil wizard Terrastor.
They will do that. You need to be careful.
Yes.
Has Prince
He
Durendril's voice and ability to speak been getting worse?
Yes, it seems so.
Okay.
Frankie, can you get your sword to do its thing on Prince Dendril?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Gundra silently just like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Like, if this thing is just mad, if we somehow cure that, it just becomes a Quagoth, in his opinion. So,
No. Then we kill it and it's one less mouth to feed.
but if we don't need to kill it, it's a thing that can punch things for us.
Quagoths are easily manageable.
Wait, so why am I doing the restoration on the thing, on the prince?
His mind is fading a little bit.
Oh. Alright, well, I will draw the sword eloquently,
Okay.
and I'll look over at Glob and say, now focus on this, Glob.
Got it.
This sword in my hands can do some amazing things.
Really?
Yeah, take a look. And I make it do
I'm
some
looking.
little, I make it glow and do some flashy light
Wow.
work, and then I touch it to Prince Durendril.
What's the sword guy to think about Frankie corrupting this innocent child?
He's not corrupting it. He is utilizing its materials.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Dawnbringer goes, all right, so you want me to try to heal him?
Yes.
Okay.
We believe his mind is fading, and I wonder if it's
I
worth a try to see if we can help him.
I agree. If we can help him, that'd be great.
Because I
Uh,
am generous like that.
he uses the ability, like the Dawnbringer uses its ability, but
Because I'm generous
nothing
like
seems
that.
to happen. He still feels same.
We'll see if we can
Or
find a strong caster that can help, maybe even change you back. Maybe. It's a very powerful curse, mind you, so it'll take a while.
yeah, it may take more than just restoration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you continue walking on this next day. I assume just at normal pace.
Probably, unless somebody feels like hoofing it. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
No.
Okay. After a full day of travel, you are 108 miles outside of Blingdenstone. Doing pretty good, almost there.
Where's our pursuit level at?
One,
What
the
one?
lowest level. It won't drop any lower than this.
Yeah.
Does the glob know fear?
Probably.
Are you gonna teach it fear?
Oh boy.
No.
Think.
You,
Gundra can teach it how
right.
to fear.
I'm not. I'm
No.
not. I'm not that bad of a person, guys.
You're not that great either.
Fear is a normal
About to
emotion to
lose your
have.
stun sword
I'm a
ability.
I'm a
Yes.
narcissist.
It is our response to danger. Granted,
Oh, I don't think I've been in danger.
yeah,
No, you have
And
not.
hopefully you won't be anymore, or
Yeah, 'cause
any
you're
at all.
here.
Yes, that is right.
I see I can learn.
whenever your body is in danger, your mind will say, "Oh no, something bad might happen to me." That response is fear.
Oh, okay.
It is good to listen to it sometimes, and it's good to ignore it other times.
It keeps
This,
you alive.
How am I
yes,
supposed to know which is which?
you won't. I there.
Oh,
It
that's
is
so
a.
It
confusing.
It
is
is.
something you learn through experience.
You must
Ah,
trust
You
your
will.
instincts.
you're all
You,
telling me a lot of things.
fear is what keeps you safe, but it can also put you in danger if you give the wrong response of fear. There's three different types of fear mainly. They are
Let's go over
summarized
this another
as
time. I
fighting,
think he needs to absorb this.
flighting, and freezing. One
Oh,
is you get afraid and you attack. One is you get afraid and, as a response to this fear, you run away. And the other is you are so afraid you can't move or do anything.
oh, okay.
Attacking out of fear would be bad if you're attacking something stronger than you because you will die. Running away out of fear can show
I
others
think
that
that's
you're
enough.
weak. And if you show others that you're weak,
Hey,
they will gang up
hey,
on you and
that's
attack
enough.
you more. And then the final one, freezing,
Actually,
is also a bad thing.
I think you should stop
If,
talking,
Keluth is making
say,
some very good points. This is a very important lesson to learn.
there's a
and
cave
This is a
I'll
in
side of
whisper.
and
Keyleth
you
we
need
haven't
to
seen.
run, and there's
Okay.
rocks falling, and you'll be splattered to pieces if you don't run.
But these
Oh,
are all very specific situations. There are certain times when each one of those kinds of fear can be helpful.
That's what I was just about to continue on, Rogi.
Gundra is
Now,
thinking about
imagine those
mentioning the
three
like.
scenarios that I just said. Now,
okay.
switch up
Guys,
the fears. Which
stop,
fear
stop
would
talking.
work best
I wanted
for
to
the
just say,
scenarios I mentioned?
beneath all of this, Gundra is thinking about mentioning the like very rare like other types of fear responses that also exist. I think there's like four more, but they're like only present in other animals or very rare or like very niche things that aren't
Just
important.
listening
He's being a
intently.
nerd.
Well,
Rogi
there's also
is
Speaking of
fawn.
fear,
kind of letting Keluth talk and is eyes
For
wide, very
example, the
impressed.
rock falling one, Glabagool.
hey Dan,
Huh?
Which fear response
Yeah,
would
Dan,
what's
I
be
up?
think
best
I want to
one for
cast
that scenario?
this spell
Fear?
on everyone
Jesus.
around me.
Okay, what
Oh,
save is
okay.
that?
Everyone needs to make a
Actually, hold
wisdom
on.
saving. Oh,
Um, if Frankie starts getting visibly upset,
This is all it takes is an NPC to unravel us.
yeah, apparently.
he
A
tries he
mildly
tries
interesting
to
NPC.
he tries to intercept the conversation and say, "A fearful man will never survive in this world. It's
Mm,
important to be brave and strong.
no,
I think the rest of you should stop putting dark images in this poor thing's mind."
This is a
I
thing it will
simply
learn
explain to
eventually.
him
It's
how creatures react. Understanding how other things fear is just as important as understanding and
Yes,
mastering
but
your
if he
own
doesn't
fear.
even know what is a danger to him, how can he know what fear is or what to do with this fear?
are
If
you
he does
That's
saying
not
why
know
I'm
what is a danger
explaining it
to
to
him,
him.
then
I think this conversation should end and
Oh,
let him ponder over what he's already heard.
you don't like
Rabagul, do
talking
you
about
want this
fear, then, huh?
conversation to end?
I don't know.
It's a lot of information to take in at once, wouldn't you agree?
Maybe?
Are you sure?
I know.
Giving
I
a
think the
more stern
retention
look.
here is what should be questioned.
No, I still don't know.
Let this thing make decisions for itself.
Oh, I know he
No, I
can
don't
make
care about
decisions
any of
for
that.
himself. I know he'll make the right decision.
Gundra is looking at Frankie? Something has gone off in his head.
Do I notice this?
He's made realizations, and he's looking at you with. He's looking at you like he's hurt, but also disgusted.
And Frankie looks back with a smile that isn't a happy smile, more of a sinister smile.
Rogi will look at Frankie and try to understand why he wants this conversation to stop.
Would you like to try and understand?
Mm-hmm. Rogi will actually just straight up ask, why do you want this conversation to end so badly? These are important.
I'll tell you later.
Gundra
Not in the presence of my good friend here.
Gundra is building up the courage
Why?
to say something, and you
There
notice this,
is
Frankie.
nothing that you should not be able to say in front of us that you cannot say in front of
All right.
our new friend.
What help is this cube going to be to us if we teach it how to be afraid all the time?
It will be very helpful. We'll know when
If
to
he
run. It will
doesn't
know how
if
to
he doesn't
survive
know
with us.
if he doesn't know fear, then all he knows is strength.
Ah, I see. This is
That is
where
not
the
how
incompetence of
strength
bards come in.
works.
Let me tell you as a warrior. Fear is an inevitable instinct in all creatures that can think. It's a thing that must be mastered.
Sorry, I stopped
Your
listening after
entire
you said the word warrior.
your entire mentality is completely misguided, but I'll allow you to continue down this path just so I can see your reaction when this thing's inevitable instinct responses kick in.
You're not
Did you
better
say
than
something?
Gundra. Just kind
No.
of Gundra
Ah,
a little bit louder than he normally is. Just says, "You're not better than us."
sure.
You, your ideas are. Gabagool, I don't think it's a good idea to listen to Frankie.
Really?
Yes. Frankie is going to say a lot of things that you're going to agree with, but it's a trick.
Oh, okay.
Think critically about what he says to you.
Why don't we keep moving for now?
Yes. Well, first of all, there's one big difference between me and the rest of the people down here. Is that I am not native to this area, yet I am surviving and thriving.
Because he hangs off the back and hides behind us in fear.
Oh, speaking of fear,
Here we go.
Are you casting fear?
Who's getting?
I start to open my hands up to the group. Would you like to experience fear?
Group? What about
No?
your favorite Dwergar over here?
You seem to be the expert on it.
He brings his hands together, just in a little clap, and says, "No, I still need you guys alive."
Exactly.
And
So you can
he
cower
starts to
behind
move
us.
on,
Can't
walking
be
away
worse
from the
than the
group.
Demon Lord.
I mean, Keyleth's in front of the group.
Yeah, he walks
Well, I
faster.
start walking.
I'm gonna follow the pretty
Rogi
one.
will very confusedly, genuinely say, "Why does he think he can kill all of us at once?"
He doesn't think that. It's pointless. Let's not talk about this.
Hmm.
Okay.
Who
After
says
this
anything
happens,
about
I
killing?
will pull Thodane aside towards the back of the group.
Okay.
Hey, I just had a thought. You know how most people say that the people on the surface are usually better or more moral than the
People say
people
lots of things.
who from where we are from?
Yeah.
If Frankie is from the surface, what if that's not true?
I think you answered your own question.
What if they're actually worse?
I would bet on the latter.
Oh,
How could the surfacers be better than us Underdark folk?
don't know. I'm starting to get very worried about it.
Suppose we'll have to meet more to really make an educated opinion. It would be foolish to base simply upon our friend Frankie. I think he's a bit of a unique surfacer. Besides, many
You're right.
surfacers have not ever even been here. Look what this place does to you.
Hmm.
I have never seen him act like this, so
No,
at least we're learning more.
it's strange.
Okay.
Probably best if we watch each other's backs.
Indeed.
Keep making me those meals, and I'll blast anything away that comes for you.
All right.
Because they're really
Gourmet.
fucking good.
Those gourmet meals.
Yeah,
From
the
wild
meals are
country of the
mine,
dark.
Now
Dan.
that he is paranoid, Rogi's going to insight check you and see if you genuinely like his meals and want to protect him.
How dare you lie about his meals?
You're lying.
You don't know. None of you know.
That's why I'm insight checking you.
You might know soon.
Roll it. Oh, real? What do you got
Jesus
to counter that?
Christ.
How much do you like
I
his
was actually
meals?
being forthright and genuine.
Oh,
I have no interest in deceiving my probably greatest ally, or at least most dependable.
I'll say
Rogi
with
smiles and claps you on the shoulder, leaves a little bit of spore residue.
What kind of meals have you been making again?
Good
I've been making
ones.
you treats every morning. I've essentially been making you Underdark breakfast bars every morning.
Fucking protein, yes. Ah, yeah, best friends.
all right. I'll say with that, we'll end this session here. You're
No!
84 miles outside of Blingdenstone.
More inter-party conflict.
Yeah. Frankie kind of
next
showed himself a little bit
session.
today,
I
and
know, this
Yeah,
is great. I'm
that was
excited.
I
good.
like that.
I'm
He's
excited.
getting restless of being in the dark,
I enjoy it.
that's fair.
That was fun.
Should I? Can I?
realizing that the more he desires to be on the surface, the more agitated he gets, and the more controlling he wants to be.
Oh, this was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
that
is
was
good
fun.
role play.
Should I admit my angle on all of that?
You do
want
you.
to.
Sure, if you want to.
Frankie said some shit that reminded him of what the matron mother of his house would say. Like in a moment, he's just like, "Oh, Frankie's the same as them. He doesn't read this as Frankie being agitated or whatever. He's just like, no, he's controlling. He he's trying to control all of us. We I need to do something. I need to say something, and the best he could come up with is, "You're not better than us," and that was it.
Well, Bane would say it's less about control, more about taking advantage of. And
Yeah.
if you think those are the same thing, then
Uh huh.
I assure you they're not.
They're not. They're absolutely not. The problem is, Gundra saw something in you that he saw in a woman that basically manipulated him for a lot of his life. Did for a while.
I was trying to make Glab strong, but
Hmm.
strong in my favor,
Yeah.
believing
Yeah.
that fear makes a man weak.
Oh, I should stop recording.
That's a moral that